Let's talk about this race first and foremost. Let's start with the winner, Tyler Reddick. Huge moment. Or, well, where do you want to start?
No, let's start there. Go ahead. No, you start there. Let's start there.
Start on a high before we start.
Yeah. You know, the best thing that I've seen this year is Michael Jordan in victory lane and being able to see his own car win. I think as much effort and time that he has put in to be able to actually physically be there in victory lane was a win for everybody on his team, everybody involved, everybody in the sport, because Michael Jordan, you could hear the passion and enthusiasm that he has for this sport when Jamie Little interviewed him afterwards. But aside from Michael being there, Tyler Reddick, he knows that he should be winning. He knows he has the speed to win. He knows that he's had a couple opportunities to be in position to win this year, and they haven't won. And this time they're in position to win and win a race that they probably didn't think they were going to win until 100, 200 yards to go. So you could feel the emotion from Tyler Reddick and just the relief to get that car into victory lane. And I like that. I love the fire and the passion and enthusiasm. The week before, I didn't think he did a very good job. Closing that race out at Texas. He got frustrated on a couple restarts, made 3 or 4 mistakes and lost several positions, came back with a decent finish. But he's driving and acting like he expects to win every single week. And that pressure that comes with that is tough to navigate until you've been in the middle of it. And when you are in the middle of that and win, it's a huge relief.
It's pretty crazy because I think 23XI has 2 drivers that are the hardest critics on themselves. And when they win or when they don't win, like they are both ride that emotion. And then you look at Michael Jordan and he's in victory lane giving all of his emotion. You're like, well, now it makes a lot of sense. Like he is very emotional about this as well. And him celebrating, he's with Bo, talking to him.
Tyler's son, yeah.
Yeah, Tyler's son, Bo. And like, it was just great. And it was a great moment for the sport. It was a great moment it was a great moment for MJ and like they and that whole team, right? It meant so much to him, and to see him there with his car, his name on the side of it. The 45 has won twice with a different shoe on it now. With Kurt and now with Tyler.
Well, I mean, at first glance, you would think it's the first win for Mercedes.
Yeah.
I looked at that car several times. The first time I looked at it, I'm like, okay, what's the Mercedes tie here? And then I'm thinking, well, that's not Mercedes.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But at first glance, it looked like a Mercedes logo on the side of the car.
So clean.
I was in victory lane because I was filling in on SiriusXM for their victory lane broadcast, and you could just sense a shift when Michael Jordan came in because everyone was like, oh, MJ is here, because even Tyler Reddick didn't know he was at the race. Apparently, it was kind of on the fence whether he was attending or not. But just seeing the emotions like you guys talked about of the whole family and the moment with Bo, what a big flex for Bo to someday be like, hey, I was in victory lane with Michael Jordan.
Those are lifetime memories right there. But still, Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan, right? And we have a lot of owners who don't show up very often to the racetrack and show the participation and FaceTime with their team that they should. And Michael Jordan is there more than people know.
Right.
And he's there a fair amount. And whether he's seen or not doesn't really matter. I mean, he participates in the things that his team does. And that matters to a race team, to have your owners presence in the shop or at the racetrack. And I think that shows how much he enjoys our sport.
I can't tell you how much that matters. Seeing your boss at the shop or at the track and excited with you and going through those emotions with you. I think one of my favorite things about MJ is he's up there a lot of times behind Booty or behind Billy Scott, crew chief for Tyler Reddick, and asking them questions mid-race or talking with them about what is going on. And they're locked in. Like, he is an intricate part of this race team, not just a figurehead or a person, you know what I mean? So when I was at Stewart-Haas and Tony would walk through the building, everyone would know that Tony was coming. and like everyone was pepped up. It just gave you a shot in the arm because you just wanted it that much more for your owner being around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, obviously hugely impactful. I noticed, too, that a lot of major media news outlets were showing the finish yesterday on their coverage
Everywhere.
and showing Michael Jordan in victory lane and things like that. But to your point about Tyler Reddick, one of the things he told me in post-race was he's glad he won, but he's really proud of the fact they've had 5 consecutive top 10s because that's a career high for him and just speaks to his consistency right now. He did reference Texas, like felt like he gave one away a little bit there and didn't get the win. But obviously he is firing on all cylinders and now tons of momentum for them moving forward. So those were the winners, the happy point. Now for the not so, he's already laughing, raising his eyebrows. All right, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with McDowell incident or the Toyotas or where are we going here?
Before we get to I guess since we've already talked about the winner, we can just talk about how he became the winner.
Okay.
And that Michael McDowell's block. And we talked going into the weekend. I felt like the Fords needed somebody from the Ford camp needed to win this race. Michael McDowell and his team had their car on the front row, Austin Cindric beside him. So Ford came with the speed to be able to do what they needed to do. It turned into this weird, terrible fuel mileage race, 4 seconds off the pace, saving gas. They'd race at the end of the stage, and then they'd race again. They raced again at the end of the stage. So a lot of different agendas as we went throughout the day. But at the end of the race, the Fords showed up at the front of the pack with McDowell, Brad Keselowski, Noah Gragson, and really that last block, I think Michael McDowell was going to spin out on his own. I really think as he came down to make the second block down the racetrack, I think that it was just I heard him talk about saying he thought he was clear, but he might have been clear, but as aggressively as he pulled that car down and had to pull it back to the right, it looked like it was going to spin out regardless. So I think he knew that was probably his shot. They haven't had the speed that they had last year, in my opinion. They've done a good job with their cars, and I feel like this was their shot to go to victory lane, and he knew that. But there's never anything good that comes from the second block usually.
Hey, race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.